Horror Story 1. The moon hung like a sickly orb in the midnight sky, casting eerie shadows that danced across the room. I lay in bed, my breath uneven, my heart pounding a wild rhythm against my ribs. The room was shrouded in darkness, save for a dim sliver of moonlight that filtered through the curtains. I closed my eyes, willing myself to sleep, to escape the clutches of my mind's twisted labyrinth. But as my eyelids shut, the darkness grew thicker, more suffocating. And then, it happened. The nightmare I thought was confined to the realm of dreams began to seep into reality. I heard the faint creaking of the floorboards, a sound that reverberated through the silence like a chilling whisper. My pulse quickened, my body paralyzed by a fear I couldn't comprehend. It was then that I saw it, a flicker of movement in the corner of the room, a shadow that seemed to materialize from the darkest recesses of my mind. My heart raced as the figure stepped into the moonlight's embrace, revealing itself in grotesque detail. Its face was a contorted mask of twisted features, eyes sunken, skin pallid, lips curled into a sinister grin. Its limbs moved with unnatural grace, each step a silent echo of dread. I wanted to scream, to flee from the horror that had invaded my reality, but my voice caught in my throat. The room felt like a cage, the walls closing in as the nightmare's presence loomed over me. "You can't escape me." Its voice was a guttural whisper, a symphony of malevolence that echoed through the room. I squeezed my eyes shut, willing this macabre illusion away. But when I opened them again, the nightmare was still there. Its eyes fixed on me with a hunger that chilled my soul. Its fingers, long and skeletal, reached out toward me, the air growing cold in its wake. My mind raced, a cacophony of terror and disbelief that threatened to consume me. How was this happening? Was I trapped in some twisted dream? The nightmare's laughter, a chilling chorus of malevolent glee, shattered my thoughts. I couldn't stay here, trapped in this twisted reality. With a surge of adrenaline, I forced myself out of bed, my limbs trembling as I stumbled toward the door. The nightmare followed, its steps echoing mine with a haunting rhythm. Every breath felt like a battle, every movement a desperate bid for escape. I burst into the hallway, the moonlight casting elongated shadows that seemed to writhe like living creatures. My heart pounded as I ran, the nightmare's presence a relentless specter at my heels. I didn't know where I was going, only that I had to escape this living nightmare. But the nightmare was always one step ahead, its whispers taunting me, its laughter a haunting refrain that echoed through the halls. I was trapped in a maddening dance, a twisted waltz with a malevolent partner that reveled in my torment. I stumbled into the living room, my breath ragged, my body on the brink of collapse. The nightmare stood before me, its form shifting and contorting with each heartbeat. Its grin widened, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth that gleamed in the moonlight. "Time to wake up." Its voice echoed through my mind, a sinister lullaby that threatened to shatter my sanity. And then, I woke up, my body drenched in sweat, my heart still racing. I was back in my room, the moonlight casting gentle shadows that danced across the walls. Relief flooded my senses, a stark contrast to the terror that had gripped me just moments ago. I took a shaky breath, my fingers trembling as I wiped the sweat from my brow. It had all been a nightmare, a horrific figment of my imagination. I glanced around the room, my pulse finally beginning to slow. But then, out of the corner of my eye, I caught a flicker of movement, a shadow that seemed to linger even in the light. My heart froze, my breath caught in my throat. The nightmare's laughter echoed in my ears, a chilling reminder that sometimes, the darkness that lurked in our minds could take on a life of its own.